Hare Krishna. We're speaking about envy. Today, there are verses in Bhagavad Gita that touch on envy and non-envy. In the 12th chapter, verse number 13, Krishna begins a line of verses there that describes the qualities of a devotee who pleases him. Of course, there are many, many devotees at different levels and different influences. Kapila Dev says there's 81 combinations of the modes of nature in devotional service. So 3 to the power 3 to the power 3. So Advaishta Sarvabhutana Maitra Karuna Evacha. So that verse, text 13, chapter 12, Krishna is saying that devotee is Advaishta. So this envy comes from the false ego. And the false ego is very powerful, very strong. It manifests from the mode of passion and from the mode of ignorance, as described in the Canto 3, where Lord Brahma is creating various species and various aspects and various elements within the material world. The various elements, the 5 elements, the 3 subtle elements, which one is false ego. So from false ego, we get things like pride, arrogance, conceit. And we see that in the karmi world, everyone's striving for false prestige or fame or false pride. This is called pratishta. And Sanatana Goswami describes in his Hari Bhakti Vilas, and Jiva Goswami describes in his Bhakti Sandarbha that this pratishtana vishta is like the stool of a hog. Sukarer vishta. The stool of a hog is very, very difficult to deal with the false ego and overcome this desire for fame and name and sense of false pride. So if I see someone who has more than I have, more successful than I am, even within the community of devotees, I feel envy for that person. That's due to my false pride, desire for false prestige, my pratishta. It's described also by Sanatana Goswami that one may be able to give up things like desire for material wealth and beautiful women, kamini, and kanyaka. Kanyaka means gold. But worse than that, much more difficult, is this problem with false pride, which leads to the envy of others. A devotee should help or be happy to see other devotees making progress towards love of God, love of Krishna, and not feel envy if a devotee is making more advancement than I am. Devotee should always be friendly with those on his level, and he should be compassionate to those who are perhaps new devotees in the community of devotees. So in this way, there'll be no envy, no sense of pratishta. Pratishta actually transforms or manifests into things like a desire for followers, a desire for position in the assembly of devotees, a higher position. This is all false pride. And if someone has a high position and I don't, then I experience this form of envy due to the false ego. So these are problems because they lead to the anarthas. Pratishta is the paramour of something called crookedness of the heart, kapatya. Kapacha is described also by Jiva Goswami and Sanatana Goswami in their literatures. The Kapacha means crookedness of heart. It means the devotee has to be very simple-hearted. He has to be the well-wisher of all living beings, including other devotees. He has to be free from duplicity, which is kind of a crookedness of heart. And this crookedness of heart, or Kapacha, is the paramour or the lover of the pratishta, the desire for fame, name, special position, honor from others, adoration, distinction, gain, subtle gain or gross gains. So these things are all interconnected or intermeshed with envy, because these are all on the false ego platform of thinking, I'm very intelligent, I'm very renounced, I'm very advanced, I'm very learned. And these things are stumbling blocks on the path to Prema Bhakti, or love for Krishna. Krishna will not be revealed. No one will, Krishna or Lord Nityananda or Radharani, the gatekeeper to pure devotional service, they will not allow anyone to enter that gate of pure Sudha Bhakti or Sudha Nam, pure chanting of the holy name, free from all the 10 offenses. If one is harboring these Chandalini means the crooked wife of a dog eater. So that pratishta in the heart, that crookedness of the heart, kapatya, crookedness of the heart, that's all portrayed as in a crooked, low caste, shameless wife of a chandala or wife of a dog eater within the heart. So it's not very desirable quality to have, this false ego, false desire for false prestige, and so on. So we have to purge these things from our heart, because this envy and so on can lead to offenses to the holy name, offenses to the guru, offenses to Krishna, and offenses, sadhu nindana, offenses to other devotees. And it can choke up our devotional creeper. Jiva hinsa means violence to others. It also means causing anxiety to others. And Jiva hinsa is one of the contaminations within the heart that Bhaktisiddhanta talks about and Prabhupada quotes in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Jiva hinsa, causing anxiety or distress, misery, violence to others, not just physical, but mental and so on. So we have to avoid these things in order to come to pure chanting of the holy name, Sudanam, which requires, of course, always emphasized by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Trinad api sunichana toror eva sahishnuna, amanina manadena, not desiring any kind of fame or prestige or respect from anyone, and offering respect to everyone within our existence, actually, within our complete environment. So this is emphasized by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we see that even the Lord himself was very humble with the Mayavadis in Kashi, Varanasi. In many places he was very humble and refused to allow people to glorify him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He took the position of a Vaishnava, a devotee, although he's God himself. So this is the mentality even of the Supreme Lord himself, to be very humble, to be very forgiving, to be non-envious, and so on. So that's the thoughts on the quality of envy, how to reduce it, simply to beat the mind with shoes, to recognize pitfalls on the path. If I'm feeling envious, or I'm overly proud, or I'm aspiring for some high position in the ISKCON, in our Society of Vaishnavas, or desiring something that someone else has and feeling envy in that way. These are all obstacles and stumbling blocks on the path of getting the mercy of Lord Nityananda and the mercy of Radharani, and thereby hopefully attaining Sudanam, pure chanting of the holy name. Until that time, if we're chanting Namabas, or what is called, Abas means a shadow or a reflection. Just like before the sun rises, you see light, the red on the horizon. So that is Namabasas. You're not really chanting the holy name. Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, you're not really chanting the holy name, but you're chanting in a reflection of the holy name until you come to Sudha, Sudhanam. So we want to attain the Sudhanam because it's very sweet and it's an emotional experience with Krishna. That is the goal. Raganuga Bhakti. Hare Krishna. Thank you.